1.3 Computer generations. The evolution of computer started from 16th century and resulted in today's modern machines. The present-day computer, however, has also undergone rapid change over the years. This period, during which the evolution of computer took place, can be divided into 5 distinct phases known as generations of computers. Each new generation of computers is not only superior from their predecessor in processing and capabilities but also differs in looks and sizes. Each phase is distinguished from others on the basis of the type of switching circuits used. These generations are: First generation computers, 1940 to 1956. Second generation computers, 1956 to 1963. Third generation computers, 1964 to 1971. Fourth generation computers, 1971 present. Fifth generation computers, present and beyond. 1.3.1 First generation computers, vacuum tubes, 1940 to 1956. First generation computers are characterized by the use of vacuum tube. A vacuum tube was a fragile glass device, which used filaments as a source of electronics. It could control and amplify electronic signals. These vacuum tubes were used for calculation as well as storage and control. The first general-purpose programmable electronic computer was the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, ENIAC, built by J. Presper and John V. Mauchly at the University of Pennsylvania. The ENIAC was 30 to 50 feet long, weighed 30 tons, contained 18,000 vacuum tubes, 70,000 registers, 10,000 capacitors and required 150,000 watts of electricity. First generation computers were too bulky in size, which required large room for installation, and they used to emit large amount of heat, so air condition was must for the proper working of computers. Programs written in high-level programming languages retranslated into assembly language or machine language by a compiler. Assembly language program retranslated into machine language by a program called an assembler, assembly language compiler. Before ENIAC was finished, von Neumann designed the electronic discrete variable automatic computer, ADVAC, with the memory to hold both the stored program as well as data. This enabled much faster operations since the computer had rapid access to both data and instructions. The other advantages of storing instruction were that computer could do logical decision internally. Eckert and Mauchly later developed what was arguably the first commercially successful computer, the Universal Automatic Computer, UNIVAC, in 1952. Examples: ENIAC, ADVAC, UNIVAC 1. 1.3.2 Second generation computers, transistors, 1956 to 1963. Solid-state components, transistors and diodes, and magnetic core storage formed the basis for the second generation of computers. Transistor is a device composed of semiconductor material that amplifies a signal or opens or closes a circuit. Invented in Bell Labs, transistors have become the key ingredient of all digital circuits, including computers. Transistor replaced the bulky electric tubes in the first generation computer. Transistors perform the same functions as a vacuum tube, except that electrons move through solid materials instead of through a vacuum. Transistors were made of a semiconducting material and controlled the flow of electricity through the circuit. They also allowed computers to become smaller and more powerful and faster at the same time. They are also less expensive. required less electricity and emitted less heat than vacuum tubes. Manufacturing cost was also very low. It is in the second generation that the concept of central processing unit, CPU, memory, programming language and input and output units were developed. Second generation computers moved from cryptic binary machine language to symbolic, or assembly, languages, which allowed programmers to specify instructions in words. These were also the first computers that stored their instructions in their memory, which moved from a magnetic drum to magnetic core technology. During the second generation, many high-level programming languages were introduced, including Fortran, 1956, Algol, 1958, and COBOL, 1959. Examples: PDP-8, IBM 1400 series, IBM 1620, IBM 7090, CDC 3600.